Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt like you didn't quite fit in? Like your family was different? Or maybe you just wondered what it would be like to grow up with the most unique babysitters in the world? Well, get ready, because we're diving into a story that asks just that, and so much more. We're talking about Neil Gaiman's incredible novel, The Graveyard Book, a fantasy story that spins a magical, sometimes spooky, but always hopeful tale. This isn't just about ghosts. It's about life, identity, and finding your place in the vast, wide world. Before we leap into the graveyard, let's talk about the master storyteller himself, Neil Gaiman. If you love stories that are a little bit magical, a little bit dark, and always full of wonder, you've probably heard of him. Gaiman has a way of weaving together myths, folklore, and incredibly human emotions into stories that feel both ancient and brand new. He's the brilliant mind behind beloved books like Coraline, a spooky tale about a brave girl and a creepy parallel world, and Stardust, a whimsical adventure about falling stars. He's also famous for his adult novels and the epic comic book series, The Sandman. He even wrote the script for the film Miramask. Neil Gaiman is known for his beautiful writing, his incredible imagination, and for creating worlds that you can get completely lost in. He's won so many awards for his writing, like the World Fantasy Award and the Hugo Award, it's hard to count them all. So, when he tells a story, you know it's going to be special. Now, every great story needs great characters, and The Graveyard Book is full of them. First, we have our hero, Nobody Owens, or Bod for short. He's a living boy, but he grows up in a graveyard learning all sorts of unique skills. He's curious, brave, and trying to figure out where he belongs. Then there's Silas, Bod's guardian. Silas is a bit mysterious. He's neither truly alive nor truly dead. He can leave the graveyard and bring Bod food and knowledge from the outside world, and he's Bod's main teacher and protector. He's a very important figure, always calm and wise. Silas is also part of a secret group called the Honor Guard. We also have Mr. and Mrs. Owens, a kind ghost couple who adopt Bod right at the beginning of the story. They are his ghostly mom and dad, showering him with love and care, even though they've been dead for hundreds of years. And of course, there's the big bad, the man Jack. He's the one who starts all the trouble, and he's a chilling reminder of the dangers Bod faces. He's part of an organization called the Jacks of All Trades. Later, Bod meets Scarlet Umber Perkins, his first living friend. She's a connection to the world outside the graveyard, and their friendship leads to some big adventures. And don't forget Leija Hempstock, a feisty ghost which buried in the unconsecrated part of the graveyard. She's a bit rebellious and helps Bod in her own unique way. Finally, there's Miss Lupescu, a strict but ultimately caring temporary guardian who teaches Bod some very important survival skills. She's also revealed to be something quite extraordinary, a hound of God, which some people might call a werewolf. So, where does all this amazingness take place? Mostly in an ancient, sprawling graveyard on a hill overlooking a quiet town. It's a place filled with old headstones, moss-covered tombs, and whispering trees. It's a borderland, a place where the living world meets the world of the dead. The story covers many years, from the moment Bod is a tiny baby right up to his teenage years, showing us how he grows and changes in this very unusual home. The core idea is simple but powerful. What if a child, meant for death, found life and family among those who had already passed on? Let's follow Bod's incredible journey, broken down into three main parts. Act 1. How Nobody Came to the Graveyard. Our story begins on a very dark and scary night. A man, who we only know as Jack, has a shiny knife and a terrible job to do. He goes into a house and hurts a whole family, the mom, the dad, and even their older child. But there's one tiny little baby, just a toddler, who somehow manages to escape. This little baby, still in his nightshirt, crawls out of the open front door and wanders up a foggy hill right into an old graveyard. Inside the graveyard, a kind ghost couple, Mr. and Mrs. Owens, find the baby. They've always wanted a child, and Mrs. Owens immediately feels like this baby is hers. But just then, another ghost appears, blurry and full of panic. It's the baby's real mom, and she cries out for her son to be protected from the man Jack who's now trying to get into the graveyard. The ghosts of the graveyard, led by wise old Josiah Worthington, debate what to do. A living baby can't stay here, can he? But then, a very important and mysterious person, Silas, steps forward. Silas is different. He's not quite living and not quite dead. He offers to be the baby's special guardian. And then, a beautiful, ghostly woman on a majestic grey horse, the lady on the grey, appears and gently says, "The dead should have charity." With that, the graveyard folk agree. The baby can stay. They name him Nobody Owens, or Bod, hoping the name will keep him safe. Meanwhile, the man Jack, unable to find the baby, gives up for now, but he's not forgotten. Bod has found his new home and his new family. Act 2. Growing up and facing dangers. Bod grows up learning all about the graveyard from Silas and his ghostly family. Silas teaches him to read using the words on the gravestones, and also teaches him special tricks like fading so people don't notice him and sliding through walls. Bod even makes his first living friend, a girl named Scarlet. They play hide and seek, and together they find a secret, spooky chamber deep inside the hill, guarded by a strange, ancient creature called the Slayer. Scarlet gets scared by illusions of the Slayer, and eventually she moves far away, leaving Bod feeling a little lonely. When Silas has to leave on an important mission, a new guardian arrives, Miss Lupescu. She's strict and makes Bod eat strange, cold food, but she teaches him very important lessons, like how to call for help in different languages, and even how to make an eagle eye cry. One day, Bod, feeling grumpy, decides to go on an adventure with some strange, creepy creatures called ghouls. They take him through a secret ghoul gate to a horrifying city called Gulhe, where they plan to turn him into one of them. But Miss Lupescu, who is secretly a fierce, loyal hound of God, a werewolf, swoops in to rescue him, showing her true, powerful form. As Bod gets older, he wants to know more about the living world. Silas lets him go to a regular school, which is a big change. Bod tries to blend in, using his fading abilities, but he can't help but get involved when he sees bullies like Nick and Mo picking on other kids. Bod uses his skills, like making people scared with his fear ability or confusing them by fading, to make the bullies leave other kids alone. But this draws attention, and Silas gets very worried, telling Bod it's too dangerous to stay in the living world. Bod, feeling upset, tries to run away, but the ghost witch, Leja Hempstock, talks him out of it and helps him escape from some policemen who are Mo's relatives and looking for him. He returns to the graveyard, where he experiences a truly magical event, the Dance Macabre. Once every so often, the living and the dead of the town gather to dance together under the moonlight, led by the mysterious lady on the grey. It's a joyful, beautiful, and rare moment of unity. Bod dances with them, feeling a deep connection, even seeing Silas watching from the shadows, unable to join in because he is neither truly alive nor truly dead. As Bod grows into a young man, he becomes increasingly restless and determined to uncover the truth about his family's murder and the man Jack. Around this time, his old friend, Scarlet, returns to town. She accidentally moves into Bod's old house, which is now owned by a kind man named Mr. Frost. Scarlet starts investigating her house's past, looking through old newspapers, and slowly, she begins to remember Bod and the strange graveyard. Act 3. Confrontation and New Beginnings. Scarlet soon realizes that Mr. Frost is actually the man Jack, the very person who murdered Bod's family. She tells Bod, and the stage is set for a final showdown. It turns out Silas, and other protectors, known as the Honor Guard, have been secretly working to defeat an ancient, evil organization called the Jacks of all trades, who want to prevent Bod from growing up because he is special. The Jacks believe Bod's very existence, as a living child who walks between worlds, will destroy their power. Most of the Jacks have already been stopped by Silas and his allies, leaving only a few left. Bod, now powerful and clever, uses his knowledge of the graveyard to trick and trap the remaining Jacks. He sends some through the Ghoul Gate to the terrifying world of Gulhe, and one into a deep, old grave. Finally, he confronts the Man-Jack in the Slayer's ancient chamber. The Slayer is a creature that has waited thousands of years for a master to protect. Bod, with incredible courage and cunning, tricks the Slayer into thinking the Man-Jack is its long-awaited master. The Slayer, delighted, wraps its huge, snake-like coils around the Man-Jack, trapping him forever and finally ending his threat. After the battle, Silas must do something very difficult to protect Scarlet. He takes away her memories of Bod and the graveyard, making her forget everything so she can live a normal, safe life. Bod is heartbroken, but he understands. Silas also reveals that Miss Lupescu, his fierce guardian, bravely died fighting the Jacks. As Bod grows older, he starts to lose his ability to see and interact with the ghosts. It's a bittersweet sign that his time in the graveyard is coming to an end. Silas, having fulfilled his promise to protect Bod until he's grown, prepares to leave too, returning to his own mysterious duties. He gives Bod a passport and some money, telling him it's time to live his own life in the wide world outside. Bod says a final, loving goodbye to his ghost parents, Mr. and Mrs. Owens, who are so proud of him. He walks out of the graveyard, the gates opening just for him, and steps into the Sunrise, ready for all the adventures life holds. The Graveyard book explores some truly powerful ideas. Family. It shows us that family isn't just about blood. Bod finds a loving home and a true family among the dead who choose to protect him. Safety versus freedom. The graveyard is a safe heaven, but the outside world, though dangerous, offers endless possibilities and potential for growth. Life and death. The book beautifully blurs the lines between living and dying, showing that even in death, there is community, wisdom, and a kind of life. The dance macabre perfectly symbolize this unity. Identity. Bod's name, Nobody, isn't just a name. It's a symbol of his unique place between worlds, and his journey is about truly becoming somebody. Good versus evil. The story pits the protectors like Silas and Miss Lupescu, the Honor Guard, against the ancient, malevolent Jacks of all trades. Coming of age. At its heart, it's a story about growing up, making tough choices, and leaving home to find your own way. Two quotes really stand out to me from this book. The first is from Mother Slaughter, one of the graveyard ghosts, who tells Bod, "You're always you, and that don't change, and you're always changing, and there's nothing you can do about it." This quote perfectly captures the core of growing up. No matter how much Bod changes, how many new experiences he has, or where he goes, he'll always be Bod. But at the same time, life is all about changing, learning, and becoming new versions of ourselves. And that's a beautiful, unavoidable part of life's journey. The second quote comes from Bod himself when he's talking to Silas about wanting to leave the graveyard. If I go outside in the world, the question isn't who will keep me safe from him? No, it's who will keep him safe from me? This shows just how much Bod has grown from the helpless baby at the start of the story. He's no longer just a victim. He's learned incredible skills and gained inner strength. He's ready to face the world, not just as someone who needs protecting, but as someone who can protect himself and even stand up to others. It's a powerful moment of realizing his own potential. So, what can the Graveyard book teach us? It teaches us that family doesn't have to look a certain way, and that love can bridge any divide even between life and death. It reminds us that sometimes the safest places aren't always the most obvious ones, and that courage isn't just about fighting monsters, but about daring to step out into the unknown. Bod's story encourages us to embrace who we are, even if we feel different, and to remember that our potential is limitless. It tells us to leave no path untaken. This book is a true gem filled with adventure, friendship, and moments that will make you think and feel deeply. What part of Bod's journey do you find most interesting? Would you ever want to grow up in a graveyard? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more book reviews and explorations. Thanks for watching and happy reading.